Mad Wolf here, along with Arctic Vixen, who is playing Pokemon Sun on the Nintendo 3DS, and Maui Cowie sleeping back there, being peaceful for once. So, ironically, we were just going to turn on a episode of Angry Video Game Nerds famous, "You know what's bullshit?" Anyway, so, I'm going to be getting into video stuff and Patreon stuff, and the first thing I'm gonna get into is the biggest complaint I've heard about our videos is amateurish quality, which I admit it. I actually shoot stuff with a cell phone. I don't have a mirror in here so you can see this phone. I really like this phone. But, that's our new thing. I'm shooting it with a phone. The camcorder wasn't really working out. The Nikon Coolpix works, but not...
Battery keeps...
Yeah, the battery keeps dying, and it's not really widescreen. So, you get the black bars on YouTube, which kind of sucks. But, okay, this is the gear I have. I don't have a tripod for my phone. This is my whole setup. You got the desktop here. Well, the TV hooked up to the desktop. Yes, I'm looking at Tomcats. There's the desktop computer. Here's the game systems, that's... And Ed 209. I love Ed 209. But we're essentially stuck in this bedroom every day. There's dishes on the desk. There's my laptop, which needs to be plugged in. Bathroom supplies. There's my guitar amplifier for my Jackson Kelly. The printer, which is underneath a whole bunch of stuff. And that's another thing I want to get into. You look at the YouTube guys, the famous YouTube guys, Pat the NES Punk, I almost called him Nerd, Angry Video Game Nerd, Matt Matei, Classic Game Room, all these guys, they have studio setups with, I won't say they're super expensive microphones, but they're microphones on docks with the whole crane thing, kind of like you see Fraser Crane, talking into, "Hello listeners, I'm on the air." That sort of thing. And those microphones are cool. But where the hell am I going to put them? Here's our bed. There's our heater. I think that's kind of a fire hazard. Guns, dresser, door, bookshelf. Yeah, look at that bookshelf. I mean, and then don't even get me started on the closet, which cat box, games, posters, CDs, with an Apache model up there. It really should have been finished, but it hasn't been finished because I'm lazy and I got a life and part-time job. Arctic has full-time job. And that's another thing, is with our full-time job and part-time job, we don't have a lot of time. We don't also have that big of an income, which is ironic, because between the two of us, she works 40 hours a week, and I get something like 10 to 25. I called in today. My back hurts like hell. My knee hurts like hell. I'm pissed off. More pissed than the Maui Cowie over there with her Outlast eyes. And, I try to cheer myself up. I try to just make fun videos, like Mystery Science Theater 3000 quality, only video games. It's almost like you're sitting in the room with us and seeing this. That was my main goal. I'll show you some footage of what happens when I try to record Wolfenstein 3D or Quake 3 Arena. I'll show you both of those. What happens when I try recording with OBS Studio.
Welcome to Quake 3 Arena. Enter the portal to begin combat. Hunt Crash to win this arena. Crash, you have taken the lead.
So I'm working with that. Let me actually pull up some specs. Why I'm upset. Going to Video Manager. While that's going on, the first thing I'm going to actually pull up is our system properties. Now, this is my desktop. This is the more powerful computer. 2.7 gigahertz processor. This computer is actually, it says 2009 Windows 7 Home Premium, but this is also 64-bit, so a lot of things don't even work on there. And when I say a lot of things, Realm of Ancient War doesn't work. It just crashes. Clive Barker's Jericho just crashes. Let's see what else is there. A lot of Windows 95 stuff that I have, such as Zork Nemesis. I'll just ignore that one. Yeah, Borderlands. Borderlands plays, the Game of the Year edition Borderlands, except it constantly forgets my graphics settings, and it constantly forgets my control settings. And I play with the arrow keys because I have a hard time finding WSAD controls when I'm looking at, the TV. So, this is easier for me to do. This is jump, this is crouch, and then I use the mouse to shoot and stuff, throw a grenade. I could easily find stuff while looking at the TV screen. But Borderlands frequently forgets my stuff. Guess what? It's deleted. I just bought the console version for Xbox 360. So, the argument of PC games better than console games, it's good and bad either way. But yeah, that's our system. It's not the best in the world, doesn't have the fastest processor. Now let's look at some of our reviews, because I got this pulled up. Green Arrow, the public release, 26 views. The private release, 1 view. That was only for Patreon backers and such. Battlefield 3 bugs, those are funny. 12 and 7. Earthworm Jim, public, 3. Red Zone, 1. Area 51, one of the greatest arcade games ever, in my opinion, for the PlayStation, 2 views. Oh, but then we have Split Wolf, which is a Wolfenstein 3D mod, 88 views. Duke Nukem 64, 6 views. This one really pisses me off because Quake 2 is one of my favorite first-person shooters of all time, 1 view. And at the time, I was trying to play around with the camcorder, new technology, 720 HD resolution, and no one watched it. So I deleted it and uploaded the standard definition and, resized it to standard definition, stuff like that. This one also pisses me off. RoboCop vs. Terminator. It's not a made-up game. Awesome Sega Genesis game. Game I played as a kid for a long time, to the point where I wound up buying the cartridge complete with the poster in the clamshell Sega Genesis kind of box, and it only has 3 views. This is one of my favorite action games, and some of the stuff like Quake 2. Quake 2 really inspires me for the whole grungy kind of industrial settings for my mods, such as Crucible. RoboCop vs. Terminator, like I said, really great action game, focuses on violent stuff, and how would you describe RoboCop vs. Terminator?
Oh, I wouldn't say it's majorly violent, but it is pretty detailed.
And graphic.
Well, that's kind of what I mean by detailed, is that...
Honestly, would you say it's more graphic than Mortal Kombat, the original Mortal Kombat?
His head seriously flies off his body and melts. That guy really falls into himself.
I was gonna say that I'm pretty certain they've seen how many have perished. Maybe.
Maybe, and it's got 3 views. So, I mean, here's another ironic one. Doom 2016. I had recorded that right when it just came out. Only 17 views. But a Wolfenstein mod, which I'm not knocking the Wolfenstein 3D community. I'm not really a part of it anymore because I felt lately my work's been unappreciated, much like videos and my artwork. The thing is, Doom 2016, it was this new game, just brand new, came out. I uploaded the video on May 15th, you know, it came out on Friday the 13th, which was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And it only had 17 views. And, you know, but Split Wolf, which is part of a Wolfenstein 3D community, Wolfenstein 3D modding community, is actually pretty small. And I'm surprised it's got 88 views. So I really believe, you know, people aren't really sharing this stuff. They're not really talking about it. That's kind of shocking. Apparently Firehawk, which was another childhood favorite of mine, that one actually had 18 views. But we go down, and this is where I'm getting at. Star Fox Zero has a copyright strike on it. 2 views. The great Nintendo, and I'm not knocking Nintendo, I actually really like Nintendo, put a copyright strike on Star Fox Zero. If I was monetizing my videos and getting paid ad revenue like the Angry Video Game Nerd does, Lazy Game Reviews, you know, all of those guys, you know, if I was getting paid for advertising or putting advertisements on my videos, that money would not be going to me. It would be going to Nintendo because they put a copyright strike on it. And that's the cool thing about not monetizing my videos is, you know, this doesn't really count as a strike against us because we're really not getting anything from it. And I don't really 100% agree with the copyright strike, but, you know, it is what it is. It's their game, so, you know, I'm not selling it. I'm not cyber pirating the game or whatever, so, you know, whatever. If it makes Nintendo feel better, put a copyright strike on it. But the thing is no one's really supporting our stuff. And leading me to point number 2, I have to look these back up. You know, what leads me to point number 2 is I'm talking about myself versus the YouTube community, the people that aren't amateurish quality. You know, they have the nice microphones, they have the studio headphones, which these are my headphones. I got these for like $10 on Amazon because I can afford it. No one's paying me, so I can afford $10 headphones. I can't afford 100 to 200, you know. But anyway, let's see. Screen capture devices. So, you know, people say, oh yeah, well you need to increase your video quality. This is the kind of stuff people do. They plug their video game systems into things like this. 74 United States dollars. $125. 76. This one I think is kind of cool. It's $12, but there is a really big catch. As you can see, it only really works with, I can't tell what kind of cable that first one is, but it uses RCA, or AV cables. Namely, these famous white and yellow ones plugged back here, which only work for, get over there, the Dreamcast and Nintendo 64. That's it. Sorry, video's getting all flippy. But frankly, you know, these guys can't afford this kind of equipment. They have the space for this kind of equipment. I do not. Hell, Another one, my trash can is hiding behind the TV because stuff everywhere. Guns, Arctic cat, light, swords. Swords are kind of important. CDs. I mean, hell, don't even... Dishes. Dishes on your workspace is bad. But this is kind of the living situation we have to deal with. We don't know when we'll get our own place. I put in applications for apartments. I heard we're on the wait list for a year, but I've also heard from others that could actually be more than 2 to 3 years. The residences around here suck. Just because people are not building more apartments, they're trying to keep it a nice rural town, except people are moving here and they have nowhere to really live. And right now I'm paying $400 just to live at my mom's house. Actually, Arctic's paying for it because she has that income. Right now I'm paying bills with like food, internet, phones. It's like a joint thing. The way we just schedule finances with my small income compared to her big income. But, if people are looking at, oh yeah, just buy these. The thing is, Angry Video Game Nerd, Mike Matai, Classic Game Room, they have the income to support this. I actually supported Classic Game Room on Patreon for a long time, and Lord Carnage loves the Framemeister. I know he loves the Framemeister because I talked to him about it. But I can't afford a Framemeister. I can afford the $12 one, but once again, AV cables only. It will not play PS2 because I have the green, blue, and red ones for those. So yeah, it's all like green, blue, and red. It's actually got 5 cables instead of 3. So it doesn't have enough plugs. And it is meant for more standard definition. Even my Sega Genesis, it uses an RF switch. It doesn't use, which is like the antenna plug-in, those coaxial screw them into the back of your TV kind of thing. That won't work. I won't be able to record video. But my point is these guys on YouTube, they have the ad revenue and they're getting income for monetizing their videos and stuff. They can afford $1,000 computers with good microphones, good cameras, screen capture devices, probably the premium edition of Adobe Photoshop. I just got basic Elements. That's how I do my painting. It came free with this $500 desktop computer. The laptop actually has worse hardware than the computer. I think it has a I know it's a Celeron processor, but I think it's a 2.0 gigahertz processor. So, I'm going to have to get extra income for these nicer things. That's kind of hard to do when you have one backer on Patreon, and I closed my Patreon because for 4 or 5 months, I've broadcasted it on several websites. Support would be appreciated, and I try not to twist people's arms with things. I still try to get them free entertainment, or at least decent demos for like our cut public edition of the Time to Play of videos. And I'm just to the point, I'm like, I don't know what you guys want. It seems like you want premium content for free, and in the end results, I'm paying out of my pocket just to work for you, and I'm not getting anything out of it. I can enjoy, that's just it, I can enjoy the ideas, I can enjoy the process, I can enjoy playing games, but I don't enjoy uploading videos to YouTube, which is $80, which frankly our internet is $80 a month, and we're paying off a $26,000 car, which was like the only thing we could get. It's a nice car, but it's the only thing we could get. Arctic has a $2,500 dental bill, and we just got a bill in today for $1,500. Additional $1,500. So it's like, that's $4,000 right there. On top of a $26,000 car, that's already $30,000. My credit card's maxed out, $6,000. Hers is pretty high up there to $1,000. Where do we get the income for us? Where do we get the income for these nice devices that are $75, which are actually more expensive than a brand new game? I like making time to play videos. They're fun. They're fun if Arctic thinks they're fun.
They are.
Sometimes you get kind of moody.
Okay, I get moody because of my job.
Sometimes me too. Yeah, so I'm not an easy person to deal with. But that's my main thing, is I've been asking this for a while, and I'm asking you guys, where do I go from here? And the answers I've received two main answers. One of them is, I want to see older games, a little bit more obscure games. And I did that. And they're fun. I like the older, more obscure games no one hears about, like Red Zone, except no one wants to see them. And then the other one was upgrade your video quality. Okay, well, if I'm recording it from a cell phone, it's really difficult. If I'm recording it with a computer, that's not the greatest in the world, not the greatest processor, not the greatest video card. I have no income for that. I'm going to need a little incentive to get that kind of gear, and I'm going to need that kind of support. If you guys can't do it, it's not going to happen.